Hello guys, welcome to another driving test video. Hope you're all doing well. So this was a driving test that took place at Mitcham Driving Test Center on the 24th of January 2022. Now the test took place at 2:30 in the afternoon. So this was the first test for the year and it was a beautiful pass. So one fault only, or one minor fault only, through the whole of the test. So this was definitely the best way to start the year. So let's go through the video and just, there's one fault, but there's still things we can learn from it. Yeah, let's see the things that he actually did very well with. And again, remember that every examiners, like I always say, are different, which means to say that someone else could have faulted you for anything else, for minor, depending on how they see it or depending on the situation around you. So use the videos to prepare yourself, to help you understand how to deal with certain situations, and most especially to help you understand the area that you'll be driving on and how to better prepare yourself. This is not a video to cram, because your driving test date is going to be a different day, and even if it was to be the same day, the situations on the road could be different. So bear this in mind. Now, wishing you all best of luck, and let's go and continue on the driving test. Remember to always sweep the road around. Don't just focus on the floor or focusing just above. Look around, because sometimes the speed limit would be on the floor. Sometimes it could be on a sign on a lamppost, and if you're not looking around, you may miss it. Now bear in mind that this road's maximum speed limit is 30 miles per hour, but this does not mean that you should be driving at 30 or anywhere close to it. Drive according to what is around you, and this is one thing that the learner did so well on this test. As you would see, the speed continues to change according to what was around, most especially when he got into the industrial area. He adjusted the speed accordingly. Approaching this roundabout, he looks ahead on time and slows down to give that car in the roundabout enough time to go past before he actually gets to the roundabout. And on getting to the roundabout, he moves on without hesitation. And because of the kind of road that he's driving on, or the area that he's driving on, you can see this in his speed. Speed is well controlled, and this gives him enough time to plan ahead. And I must say, he did very well with the meeting traffic situations, and at most times, or if actually every time, he spots vehicles coming ahead in good time, gives enough room for the vehicles to pass by, and moves on immediately as soon as it's time to go through, or as soon as an opportunity comes up for him. So when you're in a meeting situation and you're waiting for oncoming vehicles to pass, remember that once you spot a gap that's safe enough for you to go through and you're waiting for the last vehicle to pass, don't do your observation after the last vehicle has passed. Start this observation just before that car passes you, so that as soon as the car passes, you move on and take the opportunity. Because when you wait for that car to pass or the vehicle to pass, you then lose an opportunity that you should have taken. Because remember, another vehicle might come through at that point, and then you keep waiting. And this is one of the reasons why undue hesitations happen. Remember that when you're waiting and giving way to an oncoming vehicle to pass in a meeting traffic situation, don't just stop and be waiting. When you stop, look around you and assess to see if the space that you've left is actually enough for that vehicle to pass. Because sometimes lanes pull up on the left for another vehicle, but not even enough for the vehicle you're giving way to. And then you're sitting and looking around and waiting for them to pass. There is no way for them to pass, love. So you've got to readjust yourself. So remember, look around, assess to see if there's enough room. Don't forget, different vehicles would require different amounts of spaces. Unless, of course, if there's no more room for you to move to, which at this point, don't push yourself. Just relax. Stay where you are. They would find a way to get around. Unless if examiner, of course, tells you, to move over to the pavement to help the situation on the road. Because sometimes this does happen if that's the last resort. But don't jump into this decision unless you're told to do so. And also, don't pull up too much to the left unnecessarily that you end up looking like if you're actually parking. Cars behind you may start to overtake you when the chance comes because they think you're parking. So leave enough room according to the space that is required. So that's the story of the meeting traffic. Now let's move on and see what else we can pick on. So as you can see, so far it's been a brilliant 10 minutes driving. So here they're coming to do the bay parking, and it's going to be a forward bay parking. Now the first thing I always say to my learner is that the first decision you make is always the most important. Always make sure that you choose the best position, choose the best bay. I wouldn't have chose the bay that he actually chose, because you're parking in a bay where there's another vehicle right opposite the bay you chose. Now this makes it a much difficult reversing task for you. So reversing would have to mean you've got to put your eyes around, because when you start reversing, the car's going to get pretty close to the one behind you, and if you're not good and you're not relaxed, you probably will get caught out on your observation or even being too close to that vehicle behind on this situation. But hey, again, he was such a confident driver and a relaxed driver, and that again was not a problem. This is just to point out that if you're relaxed, you can do anything. Trust me, regardless what the situations you meet, you would be relaxed enough to think of the best solution for it. So watch him reverse again. You think he went very close to the car behind, which of course yes, but examiner wouldn't have a problem with it as long as they know that he's observant of what is around him and he's aware of that car. And that's what matters the most. You see, you get filled for these situations when you're reversing, and I can sit there as an examiner. I'm looking at the car behind you, but I can't see you turning around to look at that car. And I'm wondering, can you actually see how close you are to what's around you? And that's what the question is. Because remember, they cannot read your mind. So looking around tells them that, yes, you're aware of it. And that's the most important thing. So again, he manages that situation without any fault. So let's continue. So this road is coming to merge into a single lane. So remember, look around, check your mirrors to know, just in case if anyone intends to overtake you. Now, if you're using this route on your test, at this point, look ahead to see if there are traffic ahead. If there are traffic ahead, then use the hatch marking to wait to turn right so that there's enough space for for vehicles coming from behind to pass and go straight. you are approaching with restrictions, remember it is important to position yourself earlier before the cab disappears away from your windscreen, and also reduce your speed very, very much. The slower you are, the better. I always say 0 to 1 miles an hour. That's what you need, and stop if you have to. Don't try and impress the examiner how confident you can go through that with restriction. You're just gonna end up failing. Just relax. Safety is key. So he got that one minor fault here for the position, because the examiner said he could have kept a bit more to the left in terms of tucking the front end of the car to the left just before he stopped, and that way it would have created more room for the drivers on the right. Now this is where another examiner could have ignored that, but it's not the case here. But we cannot complain and say this was unfair or anything, because hey, this is the same examiner that's done everything from the beginning and didn't seem he needed to give him a point for anything up until this point. So yeah, bear that in mind. Some little things are very important, and I always say again the same thing. Always get your car to face the direction you're going to move into at the roundabout. Face the right position. It's important. Sometimes the front end of your car, which I do agree with the examiner, becomes an obstruction to other vehicles if you're not positioned properly. So learn from that. So at this point, the test is coming to an end and they're now heading back to the test center. Now I hope that you've learned or picked up one of two things from this video or this test, and you try and apply this in your lessons and on your test.